Hi guys, Todd Duncan. This is Where Success Happens. Thanks for being on my fan page, and good to be with you on this fine Monday. Time for our weekly vlog, and I have an experience that I want to share with you. Last week I spoke to about 300 salespeople, and for the fifth time since Cheryl, my wife, died about a year and 3 months ago, I did a presentation that's built off my newest book called Life on the Wire. By the way, if you'd like to check that book out, go to lifeonthewire.com or go to toddduncan.com. and you can check that book out. It's a profound book, and lives are getting changed as a result of this book. Careers are getting reinvented. Money is being made. Balance is being achieved. All the feedback we have is nothing but good on the book. The point, however, is that when you're not doing what we talk about in the book, there's a lot of pain. Last week in front of these people, as I did this presentation again, and by the way, it's very draining on me emotionally because I'm really talking about the things that that you can lose in your life, and talking about the ways to make sure that you don't lose those things. And in the midst of all of this, I cried several times during the presentation, but I must tell you that as I looked out at the audience, there were I would guess during the presentation at least 1 out of 3 people cried. And I think that kind of spurred me on to asking a question on my private page on Facebook, and I asked the question, how come when I speak people cry? And I got about 42 responses, and it was interesting that most of them had to do with the truth. They had to do with meeting people at a point of pain. They had to do with understanding that, that people, myself included, need to have constant reminders that there's a better way to live our life. There's a better way to do business and life together. And if we don't nurture that and embrace it and act on it, then we end up with a lot of regret. So this morning, I just wanted to share one thing with you. This is an article entitled "What Will Matter." It's by Michael Josephson. He is the director of a not-for-profit called Character Counts. But this is what he said. I just want to give this to you this morning as a thought for the week. He says, Ready or not, someday it will all come to an end. There'll be no more sunrises, no minutes, hours, or days. All the things you collected, whether treasured or forgotten, will pass to someone else. Your wealth, fame, and temporal power will shrivel to irrelevance. It will not matter what you owned or what you were owed. Your grudges, resentments, frustrations, and jealousies will finally disappear. So too, your hopes, ambitions, plans, and to-do lists will expire. The wins and losses that once seemed so important will fade away. It won't matter where you came from or what side of the tracks you lived on at the end. It won't matter whether you were beautiful. Even your gender and skin color will be irrelevant. So what will matter? How will the value of your days be measured? What will matter is not what you bought, but what you built. Not what you got, but what you gave. What will matter is not your success, but your significance. What will matter is not what you learned, but what you taught. What will matter is every act of integrity, compassion, courage, and sacrifice that enriched, empowered, or encouraged others to emulate your example. What will matter is not your competence, but your character. What will matter is not how many you knew, but how many will feel a lasting loss when you're gone. What will matter is not your memories, but the memories of those who loved you. What will matter is how long you'll be remembered, by whom, and for what. Living a life that matters doesn't happen by accident. It's not a matter of circumstance, but choice. So beginning today, choose to live a life that matters. I think that's a powerful message on a Monday morning for you to consider for not only this week, but for the rest of your life. Take care.